A taco seasoning packet contains 8 spices. You own all of them. But the packet on the store shelf lists up to 14 ingredients, and the extras include yellow corn flour, silicon dioxide, and yeast extract. Silicon dioxide is the compound in sand. Yeast extract contains the active component of MSG. One major brand prints "No MSG added" on the front of the packet. The back lists yeast extract in the ingredients. But here is something that might surprise you. Those extra ingredients are not there for flavor. They are there because of a 70-year-old business model that turned military ration technology into one of the most profitable shortcuts in the American kitchen. The taco seasoning packet is not Mexican. It is a completely American invention, born from 2 post-World War II trends. Food companies had perfected dehydration technology for military rations and needed peacetime uses. Simultaneously, marketers were pushing exotic foods on suburban families in a way that felt safe and foolproof. The solution: take spices that cost pennies, add fillers and flavor enhancers, seal them in a single-use packet, and sell them at a massive markup. The company that would dominate this market started with 0 spices. In 1889, a 25-year-old named Willoughby McCormick launched a business from one room and a cellar in Baltimore. His first products were root beer, fruit syrups, and a fish-based adhesive called iron glue that sticks everything but the buyer. For 7 years, not a single spice. In 1896, he bought a Philadelphia spice company and finally entered the industry that would bear his name. Then something else happened. A fire in 1892 destroyed his factory and entire inventory. With no insurance, Willoughby offered his horse and wagon as collateral to rebuild. When the Great Baltimore Fire of 1904 leveled 80 city blocks, he lost everything again. Both times he rebuilt within a year. But 8 spices do not need a factory. 14 ingredients do. A taco seasoning packet holds about 28 grams, roughly 3 tablespoons, enough to season 1 pound of ground beef. Individual spices, chili peppers, cumin, paprika, garlic, onion, oregano, come from farms worldwide. Raw materials arrive with impurities, dirt, metal, rocks, stems. They go through cleaning, sorting, then drying. Manufacturers use infrared, solar, microwave vacuum, or wood-burning dryers to reduce moisture while preserving the natural oils and color. The goal is shelf stability without destroying what gives each spice its identity. Grinding comes next. Hammer mills, plate mills, and roller mills reduce dried materials to a consistent particle size. Too fine, and it clumps. Too coarse, and it will not dissolve. Then blending, the step the entire industry protects. Drum mixers combine precise proportions into a uniform powder. This is where the proprietary formula lives and where the non-spice additives enter. Cornstarch and a processed starch filler act as bulking agents. They help powder cling to meat, but also add weight to a packet that sells by the ounce. An anti-caking agent prevents clumping by absorbing moisture. It is made of the same compound found in sand, and in those small packets inside shoeboxes that read, "Do not eat." Then come the flavor enhancers, compounds that contain the same active ingredient as MSG. Because they are not technically MSG, the label can print "No MSG added" on the front, while the back tells a different story. Then the salt. A single packet holds between 1,800 and 2,400 milligrams of sodium. The daily limit is 2,300. One packet delivers your entire day's allowance in one meal. High sodium masks off notes from artificial additives and amplifies other flavors, covering the taste of everything else while making the blend seem richer than it is. The finished powder enters a form-fill-seal line. Machines form packets, fill to weight, seal, and stamp batch codes. When this line fails, the results are serious. In October 2025, taco kits in 27 states were recalled because the packets contained cocoa mix with milk, an undeclared allergen, due to mislabeling. 6 to 8 spices you already own, stretched with starch, enhanced with hidden glutamates preserved with sand. That is it. Not all packets are equal. McCormick Original lists spices first, 5 clean ingredients. But McCormick Cheesy Taco tells a different story. Ingredient 1 is corn maltodextrin. 2 is salt. Actual spices do not appear until position 3. The packet also contains whey protein concentrate, enriched wheat flour, disodium inosinate and guanylate, and yeast extract. Ortega is worse. The first ingredient is yellow corn flour, and it prints "No MSG added" on the front while listing yeast extract on the back. A 2019 study in the Journal of Food Science found pre-mixed spice blends cost 300 to 500% more per ounce than buying individual spices. You are paying $1.25 for a product whose primary contents are corn derivatives and salt, not seasoning. Here is where the story flips. The obvious reaction is that packets are lazy and full of junk. But the real issue is not laziness. It is what natural actually means on a food label. McCormick Original lists spices first without specifying ratios, because the blend is a trade secret. Even the cleanest packet hides behind a vague umbrella term. Yeast extract is natural. Maltodextrin comes from corn. Silicon dioxide occurs in nature. Every additive in the packet can legally be called natural. The problem was never artificial ingredients. The problem is that natural has been emptied of meaning, and it applies to nearly every processed food you already trust. Try this. Take the taco seasoning packet in your kitchen and read it from the back, not the front. Find the first ingredient. If it is a spice, chili pepper, cumin, paprika, you are holding one of the better ones. If the first ingredient is corn flour, maltodextrin, or starch, the majority of what you paid for is filler. Then check the sodium. Divide milligrams per serving by 2,300. That fraction is your daily allowance, in one packet, before cheese or chips. A homemade version needs 8 ingredients: chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, oregano, salt, and black pepper. No starch, no silica, no yeast extract. Pennies per batch. You control the salt, the heat, and the texture. The packet is not poison. It is a convenience product with a large markup and a label designed to look simpler than it is. Most people never question it for the same reason it was invented. In the 1950s, a food company bet that Americans would pay 300% more for the word easy. The seasoning was never the innovation. The packet was. That brown packet in your drawer holds 6 spices you already own, stretched with starch and sand, and sold at a markup that has not changed in 70 years. That is the process. We reveal how things actually work, one story at a time. If there is something you would like us to explore next, let us know. Until then, trust the process.